Saturday and all the rest of it. I could have sworn blind that I brought my tripod through from the bedroom into the sitting room, but I cannot find it for love nor money. Which means either I didn't bring it through, it's not here, or the place is such a mess that it is here and I just can't find it. Yes, I have had caffeine this morning. So my plan for today is to upload all of the videos that I was editing yesterday, so I might actually be up to date. There is a shelf of stuff I was going to start sorting through, because I've spent the last couple of days going, I don't want to do washing up, the kitchen is an absolute mess, so that needs to be sorted out. But first, breakfast. No, tripod was in the kitchen where I left it yesterday, because of course it was. Why wouldn't it be? James has woken up. I'm just making him a cup of tea. I have done all the editing up to and including yesterday's. Yesterday's vlog is at the moment exporting, and then I'll put it up online, and then I am up to date and even, and I'm very, very pleased of that. Most of that comes from yesterday, doing all the work yesterday. I am now making a cup of tea for the two of us. His with caffeine, mine without. And then afterwards I'm going to be trying to sort out the shelving that kind of fell apart. So what I've done is taken out everything from those shelving, from the shelves. I've put the shelf that have fallen down at the very bottom so that everything hopefully will stack on top. And then I've got a big pile here, which I started to go through before realising the camera setup was all wrong, so I'm starting again. So the first two things are clippings from the Telegraph. One is my grandfather's obituary, one is the sapphire wedding announcement for my grandparents. That, I think, is my name. A souvenir from a previous scouting trip. My memories of the solar eclipse. 1999? Yeah, the 1999 eclipse could so easily have been such a flop, but for me it was possibly the most amazing thing I've ever seen. That's because I was in the one part of Cornwall that did not have cloud cover. Pretty much the whole of the country had cloud, or the whole of Cornwall where the height of the eclipse was, had cloud, but we were in the one bit of Cornwall which did not have cloud cover. Those are things left over from my trip to Japan. Oh wow, forgotten I had that. So this is back from 2013. This is a thank you to me from the then regional commissioner, a lady called Pip McCarrow, who we all wanted to go on and become chief guide, but she decided against because of family commitments. Telegraph again, another full one. August 2016. What was happening in August 2016? No, I think I know what that is. That, I believe, is my grandmother's obituary. Birthday cards. This one, I know, is from my sister. It's the recipe for skinheads on a raft. Yeah, 21st birthday. Subversive cross stitch. Actually, that might be something I can do over quarantine. NRAS magazines from spring and summer 2017. Now, there was one of them I wrote an article for, but I don't know which one it is. Ah, it's this one. My MA thesis. Oh, this is a trip down memory lane. Not all of it's good. The notes from the problem I had with the colleague who bullied me in my last job. Yes, he tried to insinuate that I was racist, knowing full well that was BS. Left me incredibly upset. And then when I reported, or when I made a formal complaint, it was just treated as a personality conflict. Right, interlude there while James just came in for drawing pins. articles from BMC Medicine. Depression and sickness behaviour are Jane has faced responses to shared inflammatory pathways. Predicted fitness to practice events in international medical graduates who registered as UK doctors via the Professional and Linguistic Assessments Board. Why I ever wanted that, I do not know. Sex differences in rheumatoid arthritis more than meets the eye. 6 biases against patients and carers in evidence-based medicine. I think I did read that. Gender and the treatment of immune-mediated chronic inflammatory diseases, rheumatoid arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease and psoriasis. An observational study. Interesting 3 bedfellows. More cardboard. This must have been for my Amazon addiction when I was buying knitting books. This was sent to me at my work address from Grantham Book Services Limited. Goodness only knows what it was. Squared paper. Should I wish to do any maths or write knitting patterns? My goodness me. So this is from when I was doing my this was from when I was doing my Queen's Guide Award. So part of it I did an evening with rainbows based around the 4 world centres which existed at the time. We now have 5. At the time there were only 4. And the idea was that the girls were going to go around and do different activities at different bases and then get stickers to put into their passport. And these are the stickers. School certificates. Amateur Athletics Association. 3-star award in the under 11s. Pretty consistent because I got the same in the under 10s. 3-star pentathlete. 4-star pentathlete the following year. I think standards must have been lower then. And when I went to district sports. So there was a girl called Jenny who was in the same schoolhouse as me. So she was normally the person who did the 100 metres sprint. But in our final year, she did, I think it was the high jump. So they needed somebody else to represent the school for the 100 metre sprint, which I did. So I think I must have come 3rd in my heat. I'm not sure. Genuinely, I couldn't tell you. But I know that I got through to the final. And this certificate here says that I obtained 2nd place in the girls under 12 100 metres. Notebook which I bought for Poland planning because it had separate sections in, but then I could never work out what sections I wanted everything to be in. So it's not been used. These were the programmes for our final performance piece when I was doing my MA. I do like this. On a list of thanks, the last person is Dr. Grafenberg. It's another envelope. Who'd have thought it? It's another 2 envelopes. Who'd have thought it? It's another 3 envelopes. Who'd have thought it? Although this one, nice and shiny, from Countess Ablaze. I'm keeping it because it could be useful. Junior school report. Oh my. Oh yeah, this is when we were moving house. Yeah, she's a happy, friendly little girl who is very interested in everything about her. I would expect that she would settle very easily in her new school. Oh my word. Oh my word. Lively personality. Pleasant, friendly girl who is showing signs of real maturity. Ah. Elizabeth is always polite and helpful in the classroom and I have thoroughly enjoyed teaching her this year. This was from the school teacher who shares the same birthday as me. I can't remember how we found that out. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep those out and show James for a bit of a giggle later. Now this was supposed to be a dog sewing pattern. I think it was supposed to be draft excluder size, but I shrunk it down to make it into a pin cushion. Only I made a mistake and I ended up with a dog who had 2 legs instead of 4. Now this I did look at earlier. These are bits and pieces again from our trip to Slovenia and Croatia in 2016. Pula by night. Actually, Pula was a really lovely place. I'd like to go back there. Postonia Cave. That was the day everything went wrong. The plan was to go to the caves, get on the bus, go to the next destination. What actually happened was we went to the caves, we got to the coach park or the coach station. The driver would not let us on the coach even though there was enough space. He looked at us and he looked at our bags and I think he thought better of it. I tried to speak to him in German, he wasn't having anything. It wasn't having any of it, so we waited 2 hours for the next coach. The next coach, there was definitely not enough space for us. So we then had to walk from the coach station to the train, get a train to the new destination. I can't even remember what the new destination was. And from there, we got on a bus to our final destination. A place on the coast, absolutely gorgeous place on the coast. But for some reason, we ended up taking the bus, which had the really long roundabout route. And we also had to wait probably best part of an hour at the train station for the bus to turn up. So that was fun. Yeah, and then the last night in Pula, we went to this. They have a gladiatorial ring. I can't think of the word I'm looking for. But it was part of the Roman Empire. So they've got the big gladiatorial arena in the town centre, in the city centre. And over the summer they do gladiatorial battles. So it was incredibly funny watching all of our girls, who I thought were nice, sweet, gentle, kind, polite young women, absolutely baying for blood without, kill him, kill him, kill him. And also one young lady who, so in our group guidelines we'd said no holiday romances. So right near the end, I walked up to one of our guides who was, I think she was giving a hug to this gladiator, and I was like, now really, do you remember we had this conversation? No holiday romances. And she just looked at me and goes, what? I was tying his necker. Happy memories. Very, very happy memories. So yep, all of that can go to the recycling. And yeah, that I think is that. So I'm all dressed up in my guiding uniform, including my international neckerchief, to take part in the WAGS Share the Light campfire, virtual campfire. So it is being hosted by a lady who's in Kusafiri, which is in Africa. I should know which country in Africa, but I don't. I will look it up and put it down here. But there are links to all of the world centres, and the head of the World Board, and they've just shown a picture of it on the YouTube screen, and it got me a little bit emotional. In fact, it got me very emotional. Just the thought of everybody throughout the world being connected by guiding.
We are around the same fire. So many girls around the world, Girl Guides and Girl Scouts. I feel the light and the heat of our international friendship and sisterhood. It's a time to stay safe.
campfire has just finished. You will note I've changed my hoodie back to the one I was wearing earlier because I didn't see the point in wearing my guiding uniform essentially if nobody was going to see me. I didn't really need to. The campfire was lovely. There were some songs I knew better than others. The lady from Arab region, I don't know whereabouts in the Arab region she was, had technical difficulties, so we could not hear what she said. Now, I was going to do a bit of recording earlier to talk about the campfire, but it was run by somebody from WAGS, which is the World Association of Girl Guides and Girl Scouts, of which Girl Guiding UK, my organisation, is a member. There are 4 fixed world centres around the world. One, our chalet, which was opened in 1932, our cabana, which was opened in the 1950s, Sangam, which was opened in the 1960s, I want to say 1963 or 64, I don't know, can't remember, and Pax Lodge in London, which was opened in 1991. There have been 2 previous to that in London, but both of them have opened and then closed. So the current one in London is Pax Lodge in Hampstead. And then the 5th one is Kusafiri, which is in Africa. So 5 years ago, 6 years ago, where are we now, 2020? I think it was about 5 years ago, it was decided that Africa should have a world centre. But no one country had the resources to have a sustainable world centre, a permanent world centre in the way that the other 4 countries have. So Kusafiri rotates around different countries. I think at the moment it's in Uganda. This is going from the t-shirt, Jen's t-shirt, the campfire leader. She was wearing a t-shirt which said Uganda on it. So I am guessing it is Uganda. I should know and I don't. The next country it's going to is Ghana. And next year the Ghanaian Girl Guides will be celebrating their centenary. And it's one of those, do you know what, if I was free next year, that would be a really good thing to go along to, something at Kusafiri. However, next year I'm kind of busy. Such is. So yeah, that was that. And just as I'd finished on the campfire, I got a message, a Twitter conversation between a few friends of ours who were all guiding, from Claire, the friend who sent me the postcard yesterday, who I shared the tent with in Japan in 2015. I thought she had also been at the campfire and she was sending a picture of her at the campfire or whatever, but she was actually letting us know that a mutual scouting friend has died. He wasn't anybody I knew very well. I knew of him rather than knew him. I'd met him a few times, but he was quite elderly, really quite deaf from memory, but he was in Scotland near one of his sons, but he has died of COVID. So yeah, it seemed an appropriate moment to get that news. Sad as it is, incredibly, incredibly sad, but it did sort of seem appropriate that if I was going to get a news of a scouting friend dying, it would be whilst riding on the wave of friendship from the international guiding community. But of course we can't go to the funeral. There can be no scouting presence at his funeral, which I think he deserves.